Welcome to NFL Talk. I'm Liam.
And I'm Olivia.
We got a great game to unpack today. The Vikings' 21-13 win over the Colts.
Yeah.
It was a lot closer than that score might suggest.
Absolutely. It really does.
Yeah.
You know, it highlights the importance of resilience, especially for the Vikings who had to fight their way back after a pretty rocky start.
Right. 3 turnovers.
Oh, yeah.
That's a tough hole to dig yourself out of.
Yeah.
Especially when one of those is a pick in the end zone.
Yeah.
On your very first drive.
You could almost feel the momentum shift after Darnold's early interception.
Oh, yeah.
It gave the Colts defense a huge boost, and I think it kind of set a tense tone for the rest of the first half.
It felt like the Colts defensive line had Darnold's number all day, didn't it?
Oh, for sure.
They were constantly in his face.
Yeah, they were all over him. It all culminated in that strip sack by Kenny Moore II,
Right.
where he not only brought Darnold down, but also scooped up the ball and ran it back for a touchdown.
Wow.
A real game changer, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
And for those who might not know, a strip sack is when a defender knocks the ball loose from the quarterback's hands.
Right.
And in this case, Moore was in the perfect position to capitalize on that turnover.
Yeah. It was a heads-up play that really showcased Moore's defensive prowess.
Yeah.
And talk about a blow to the Vikings. You never want to give up points on defense.
Right.
Let alone a touchdown.
Yeah. It would have been easy for the Vikings to fold after a first half like that.
Oh, absolutely.
But they came back strong in the second half with Darnold throwing 3 touchdown passes.
He did.
What do you think clicked for him?
Well, for starters, the Vikings' offensive line seemed to settle in and give him more time in the pocket.
Okay.
But Darnold also just seemed to find his rhythm.
Yeah.
Making quicker reads and delivering some really impressive throws.
I was particularly impressed by that touchdown pass to Jordan Addison.
Oh, yeah.
A one-handed catch.
Unbelievable.
That showed off some serious athleticism.
Oh, absolutely. That was a highlight reel play for sure. The kind of catch that leaves you wondering, how did he do that?
Now, on the Colts side, Joe Flacco started in place of Anthony Richardson.
Right.
How do you think he handled the pressure of leading the offense?
It was a tough outing for Flacco, honestly.
Yeah.
He finished with just 179 passing yards, 1 touchdown, and an interception.
Right.
The Colts offense just never really found its footing.
And you have to wonder if those 2 missed field goals by rookie kicker Will Reichard
Oh, yeah.
added to the frustration. Those were some critical points left on the field.
No doubt about it. Field goals, especially in a tight game like this one, can be the difference between winning and losing.
Right.
And for a rookie kicker, you know, those high-pressure situations can be especially challenging.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Speaking of challenges, both teams were dealing with some key injuries coming into this game.
Yeah.
The Colts were without their starting left tackle, Bernhard Raymond.
Right.
And the Vikings were missing their starting left tackle, Christian Darrisaw.
Yeah.
And linebacker Blake Cashman.
Uh-huh.
And to make matters worse for the Vikings, they got some tough news this week.
Oh, no.
Darrisaw's knee injury turned out to be season-ending.
Wow.
A huge loss for their offensive line.
That's tough. Yeah, Darrisaw has been a rock for them.
Yeah, he has.
And with him out for the rest of the season, the Vikings will need to find a way to adjust their offensive strategy to protect Darnold and keep the running game going.
Yeah, it makes you think about how crucial depth is in the NFL.
Yeah.
You know, losing a key player like Darrisaw can really shake things up.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how the Vikings adapt their offensive game plan without him in the lineup.
Yeah.
You know, maybe lean a bit more on the running game.
Right.
Or use quicker passes to mitigate the pressure on Darnold.
Speaking of Darnold, his second half performance was a complete turnaround from that shaky start.
Yeah.
What impressed you the most about his comeback?
I think it was a combination of factors. He definitely looked more comfortable in the pocket after halftime. But the Vikings' play calling also seemed to adjust to the Colts' defensive pressure.
Okay.
They utilized more screens and short routes to get the ball out of Darnold's hands quickly and neutralize that relentless pass rush.
And you can't discount the impact of Justin Jefferson, who was simply unstoppable as usual.
Oh, he's amazing.
137 receiving yards is a testament to his talent.
Absolutely.
And Darnold's trust in him as a go-to target.
Jefferson is a game changer, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
His ability to create separation and make those tough catches in traffic is invaluable to the Vikings offense.
Right.
He was a real safety valve for Darnold, especially when the pressure was on.
Now, shifting gears to the Colts, it has to be frustrating to come up short in a close game like this.
Yeah.
You know, they've been in so many nail-biters this season, but haven't been able to close the deal consistently.
Right. It's definitely a mental hurdle they need to overcome.
Yeah.
Those missed field goals and turnovers are tough to swallow. Especially when the margin of victory is so slim, it's a reminder of how every play, every decision
Yeah.
can impact the outcome of a game.
You have to wonder how those missed opportunities weigh on the players' minds,
Yeah.
especially in a game that could have gone either way.
It's easy to second-guess yourself after a loss like this,
Yeah.
especially when you look back and see plays that could have changed the tide.
Right.
But that's part of the learning process for a young team, understanding that every detail matters in the NFL.
Despite the loss, the Colts did show flashes of brilliance on defense.
They did.
That script sack by Kenny Moore II was a textbook example of defensive playmaking.
Absolutely. Moore was all over the field, disrupting plays and creating havoc for the Vikings offense.
Right?
That strip sack was a momentum shifter.
Yeah.
And a reminder of the Colts' defensive potential.
Yeah. It's a shame they couldn't capitalize on that momentum more.
Right.
But you have to give credit to the Vikings for weathering the storm and finding a way to win.
Resilience is key in the NFL. And the Vikings showed they have plenty of it, battling back from adversity and proving they can handle pressure.
Right.
It's a quality that could serve them well as the season progresses.
Now, stepping back from this specific game,
Okay.
what are your key takeaways for both teams moving forward?
Well, for the Vikings, it's all about finding a way to fill the void left by Darrisaw's injury.
Right.
Their offensive line will need to step up and provide better protection for Darnold.
Yeah.
And they might need to rely more on their running game to establish a balanced attack.
And for the Colts, it's about finding consistency and eliminating those costly mistakes.
Absolutely.
They have the talent to compete with any team in the league,
They do.
but they need to put it all together for a full 4 quarters.
It's about staying focused, executing the fundamentals, and making the most of those scoring opportunities.
Right.
They have a young, promising team with a lot of potential, but they need to learn from these close losses and grow as a unit.
Yeah. It's those small details,
Yeah.
you know, the inches,
Mm,
the split-second decisions. That can make all the difference in a game as tight as this one.
exactly. And for you listening, it's a reminder to pay attention to those subtle moments,
Yeah.
the nuances of the game that might not make the highlight reels,
Right.
but often determine the outcome.
It's like a chess match, right?
Absolutely.
Every move matters.
Yeah.
Every decision has consequences.
Yeah. The best teams, the ones that consistently find ways to win, are the ones that master those details,
Right.
that execute with precision and adapt to the ever-changing dynamics of the game.
And that's what makes the NFL so captivating, right?
Oh,
The
absolutely.
constant battle of wits,
Yeah.
the physicality, the strategic adjustments, the unexpected twists and turns.
It's a sport that demands your attention, that rewards those who look beyond the surface and appreciate the complexity and body of the game.
Yeah. It's not just about who wins or loses.
Right.
It's about the journey, the stories that unfold on the field,
Yes.
the individual battles that contribute to the larger narrative.
And those stories, those moments of brilliance and resilience are what we'll continue to explore in our deep dives.
Absolutely. So keep watching, keep learning, and keep loving the game.
Goodbye, and see you in the next video.